Hey! Fucking creepy as shit, isn't it? Not my alien face hugger. This. Fucking, that's pretty creepy. Welcome back to Alright, What's Next? This is an example on why everyone should have a 3D frickin' printer. This was done on a Ender 3 by, what is it, Creality, I think is the company. Filament printer. They're fucking cheap. This isn't a video about how it was made. It's just a video. Fuck, I don't know. Let me move the camera and talk about it a little bit. Yeah, so I'm big into my wall art. I like fucking shit up on the walls. Out in my shop, not in the house. Not so much in the house. But out here, I like sticking crap up all over the place. All the things that I build, whatever. This was printed on the young boy's friggin' 3D resin printer. He printed it, smoothed it, and by smoothing it, if you have ever used a filament printer or seen anybody use a filament printer, there is significant fucking layer lines on things and can make the print kind of look like shit. Smoothed it using a technique where you mix baby powder with liquid resin for 3D resin printers that cures with UV light. That baby powder and resin turned into kind of a putty that you shine a UV light on it and it fucking hardens up. So you just mix that shit up, smooth it on there, and you can get in relatively short order, a smooth print that requires minimal sanding. Now, I didn't print it, I didn't assemble it, but I did paint it. And I am really fucking happy with how it turned out with an extremely simple, basic paint technique. You know, up close, if you scrutinize it, you're gonna be like, holy shit, that looks like crap. But up on the wall, this is fucking great goddamn wall art. And I'm just doing this video because there might be questions like, hey, where the fuck did that come from? Because of the 5 or 6 people that regularly watch my channel, if you notice, this wall changes a lot because I don't record anything in order. I usually post a video based on how I feel at the day. It's like, open up a file and it's like, good God, there's 27 fucking videos that I gotta edit. No, sorry, I'm not editing that one today. Here's one that's got 2. I gotta fucking edit that one. So that's how my videos end up. It just depends on what my mood is because I don't like editing. I like making the videos. Fucking hate editing though. It's a pain in the ass and it's kind of time consuming, especially on the larger projects. But you'll see in different videos, this is gonna fucking pop up on the wall, and in other videos it ain't gonna be there. But anyways, it was 3D printed, it was smoothed out, it was glued together and given to me, and then I painted it before putting it up on the wall. To put it up on the wall, there's just a dowel rod in there, 1/2-inch dowel rod. Actually, it's not a dowel rod. It is the handle off one of these foamy paintbrushes. That's another tip. Keep the handles off your foamy paintbrushes if they're the wooden ones. If they're the cheap plastic ones, what the fuck are you gonna do with that? But if it's the wooden ones, keep them. They make good little fucking dowel rods for all kinds of things. We just drilled a hole in the bottom of that thing, stuck that up its butt, and then drilled a hole in the wall, and then use that to stick it in the wall with some 2-part epoxy resin. I also use these foamy paintbrushes for a significant portion of the painting project. The first step in painting was I put a fairly heavy coat, several actual heavy coats of this Rust-Oleum Ultra Matte fucking paint and primer in one. Multiple heavy coats, not super heavy because you don't want shit running all over the place, but multiple coats. Filled in a lot more of the layer lines that still showed through here and there. Utilizing my new fucking spray booth over there. After that was done, then I got this Rust-Oleum camouflage, what is it, khaki? I think is it's tan. It's fucking tan. Rust-Oleum camouflage tan. Painted the whole thing in tan, and then I put a black wash over it. right here. This is my black wash. What a wash is it's just fucking water with paint in it to tint it. With this, it's just black crafts paint. I squirted a bunch down in there, put water in there, and to make it work better, I got Flow Improver. This improves its flow. Whatever. If you don't have Flow Improver, you can put a drop of dish soap in there. All that does is it makes it fucking flow better. Hence the fucking word. It will go into all of the little cracks and everything better. It won't settle on the high spots so much. It does. I mean, this is black paint in liquid form. Really, really liquidy form. It's gonna stain your model completely, and then you're gonna have to come back through and build up your freaking highlights. But it will still have a bit of the freaking tan color to it with a really heavy black tint, but the lower portions will be really dark. Then after that, then I got foamy paintbrush and this Apple Barrel freaking cheap ass crafts paint. This is khaki colored, which is the same as tan, just it's a slightly lighter tan. And then I did a dry brush over it. Many coats of dry brush. Anybody uses this cheap ass crafts paint will find out that it has low pigment in it. It's mostly just fucking liquid, which means it has a piss poor opacity. It doesn't cover for shit, which kind of works in your favor if you're a complete painting novice, because yeah, it's hard to fuck it up. But a dry brushing is you just load your paintbrush up, take a paper towel, wipe off most of the paint on the paper towel from your brush, and then you just start running it over the model, and it will pick up on the high points. Now, I didn't dry brush, I didn't get a lot of the paint off, all of the paint off, because I needed to do pretty good coverage. And I just kept doing that for about an hour and just going over and over and over and over and over and over again until I thought it looked like it had plenty of freaking coverage, which, you know, it does. See, right there. It's fucking good coverage. Now, if you would have noticed the little fucking back here, the testicles or egg sacs or whatever the fuck they are on an alien face hugger, they had to have some sort of freaking organic feel to them. So, green crafts paint. What color is this? It's Christmas green. I painted that on using a glazing technique. Glazing is you just fucking water the paint down a lot, and I use a wet palette. A wet palette is just a container that's got a sponge in there. You dump water on there, and then there's this special fucking paper that goes over it. Hold on. This is the freaking wet palette that I bought off of Amazon. It's fairly cheap. I think it was like 12 bucks. It comes with 2 sponges. One's in here. One's right there. And then all these little pieces of paper. It's like wax paper kind of stuff. You take one of these out. You lay it down on there with the water in there and smooth it out. You put your paint on there. And that will not only keep your paint fresh for days, so you can come back and paint tomorrow or the next day. So if you got a palette set up with freaking different colors, it ain't gonna fucking dry out. But I used it because I could put the paint in there with a whole bunch of water and thin it out fairly well, and then glaze it on, and then mix this in with this so that I could kind of blend the paints and get a nice little transition from the green underneath up on back into the fucking skin color, which, you know, it's kind of a pain, but it's not really that hard. I just kept doing it back and forth, and then put a little bit of dry brush over it, and fucking, it turned out looking pretty cool. And then the final step, just once again, white fucking crafts paint. Dry brushed over top of the very, very highlights to make, you know, look like light shining on it. And then I glued it to the wall using 2-part epoxy. There's a hole drilled in the wall with the dowel pin. Now I've got a pretty badass freaking piece of wall art, and As far as filament goes, I bet you there's about $5 worth of filament to print that on a 3D resin printer. And then a couple hours worth of work. I bet you there's probably a total of 4 to 5 hours worth of work as far as cleaning the model, smoothing the model, assembling the model, and painting the model. About 5 hours worth of work. And now I've got this really creepy looking fucking thing up on my wall that I couldn't be happier about. Go buy a fucking printer. Cheap ones are under $300 and you can print something like that and they're not hard to paint. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Fuck. No, only 2. Okay. Anyways, pointless video. Just showing off my wall art and how I fucking painted it, because it's gonna pop in and out of different videos based on the timeline of when I post the videos. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, notification, fuck, whatever. I don't care. See you guys later. Next time. Bye.